Marcus Aurelius's teachings echo through time, reminding us that, regardless of the severity of circumstances, there is always a choice in how we perceive the world around us. In his wise words, he advises us not to feel harmed, for it is in this feeling that true harm resides. Understanding this instruction, however, is no trivial matter. It requires profound introspection and wisdom to recognize what makes us feel harmed and, more importantly, the ability to make a change. In this regard, the teachings of the ancient Stoics come to our aid, offering the necessary guidance to find inner peace. The amount of suffering we face in this life is intrinsically linked to the whims of fate, but also to our own resilience. Someone with a strong mind, a robust internal awareness, suffers less in the face of life's storms than someone whose emotional well-being depends solely on external circumstances. Each person is affected differently by life's events, and it is this difference that makes us unique. Marcus Aurelius's words, immortalized in his book Meditations, illuminate experiences that we typically view as harmful. He invites us to rethink our lives and change how we perceive difficulties, becoming like the rock that waves continue to wash over. In the pages of his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius shows us that the mind is the true ruler of the soul, an idea that resonates with Buddhist teachings. How we think determines how we feel. That is the essence of his teaching. For example, when facing physical pain, we can worsen it by resisting and fighting against it. Our own thoughts can cause more suffering than the physical pain itself, generating fear of the future or prolonging suffering beyond necessity. Marcus Aurelius challenges us to develop unshakable minds in the face of the tumult of the flesh, referring to physical pain and the role of the mind in facing it. Although life does not guarantee that we will never experience physical pain, he reminds us that we have control over how we interpret and react to this pain. Nothing happens to anyone that they cannot endure, he says. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. The key lies in not resisting the sensation of pain itself and in refraining from judging it as good or bad. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that physical pain is natural, but additional suffering is created by our minds when we label the pain as terrible. Accepting pain as a natural phenomenon, devoid of labels, frees us from the additional suffering we create for ourselves. Marcus Aurelius offers us a revealing perspective on how to face pain and life's adversities. He urges us to rethink not only physical pain, but also the subtle forms of suffering that arise from human interactions and the unrealistic expectations we place on the world around us. Pain, be it physical or emotional, is already challenging on its own. We do not need to worsen it with our judgments. Marcus Aurelius advises us to let go of judgment even when our bodies are under attack from pain. He reminds us that what happens to us, whether good or bad, is not inherently good or bad. When someone insults us, for example, the insult itself does not hurt us. It is our judgment and beliefs that cause the suffering. If we believe that no one has the right to insult us, we will be hurt when it happens. However, if we understand that receiving criticism is part of human nature and that we cannot control what others say, we can find peace, even in the face of harsh words. Many of us live in a constant state of conflict with the world around us, complaining about the news, neighbors, and events at work. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that if we are constantly in conflict with the world, our beliefs are likely not aligned with reality. Asking for the impossible, expecting never to fall ill or never to be insulted, is a strategy destined to fail. Our confidence and hope must be aligned with reality to avoid disappointment. Marcus Aurelius invites us to accept reality as it is, without demanding too much from the world. He reminds us of the importance of a historical perspective, recognizing that the circumstances and challenges we face are part of the human condition. By letting go of our unrealistic expectations and accepting life as it is, we can find true inner peace, regardless of what the world has in store for us. Ultimately, Marcus Aurelius's wisdom guides us to a more serene and balanced life, where we learn to navigate the turbulent waters of existence with acceptance and tranquility. Marcus Aurelius reminds us of nature's providence, a fundamental concept that teaches us that nothing happens without purpose, that every aspect of the world, whether good or bad, is part of the grander plan of existence. Accepting this truth means not resisting flaws, dishonest or cruel people we encounter on our path. Instead, we must learn to see beauty even in imperfections. Marcus Aurelius warns us against desiring the impossible, for the universe is uncontrollable and always follows its course. Accepting this allows us to lower our expectations, not expecting things to happen as we wish, but desiring them to happen as they truly are. It is in this desire aligned with reality that we find true peace, even in adversities. Life, by its very nature, is rough and unpredictable. Romantic expectations can end in tears. Promising careers can be interrupted by illnesses. And even when everything seems fine, life can surprise us with unexpected challenges. However, instead of resenting adversity, we can find inspiration in it. Creativity often springs from difficulties, and misfortune can remind us of our own vulnerability, leading us to be more compassionate towards others. Our judgments, Marcus Aurelius teaches us, are a significant source of suffering. When we resist unfavorable events or cling to things we desire, we perpetuate our own suffering. True freedom comes when we learn not to let our judgments control our emotions. We cannot control destiny, but we can control how we react to it. By accepting circumstances as they are, we find inner peace that is not shaken by life's uncertainties. We, humans, are masters of our own emotional destiny. While we cannot control the actions of others around us, we can choose how we respond in the face of adversities. We can accept the circumstances, no matter how challenging they are, or we can let resentment and bitterness take over. However, there is a third option: finding beauty even in the most challenging situations. When we feel harmed by the actions of others, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that others' reactions are their problem, not ours. Instead of engaging in conflict or trying to control the external world, we can cultivate resilience within us. Remaining calm in the face of others' hatred and contempt not only protects us, but also elevates us above adversities. The historical perspective offered by Marcus Aurelius is a compass to navigate life's storms. Adversity by itself does not have the power to harm our emotional well-being. It affects us only if we allow it. Thus, the choice not to feel harmed is the key to maintaining our inner peace. Not feeling harmed is the path to true emotional freedom, as Marcus Aurelius reminds us. Therefore, when facing life's vicissitudes, let us remember these wise words. Let us choose not to feel harmed, and thus we will remain unshaken in the face of storms. By cultivating inner resilience and accepting circumstances as they are, we will find true peace and contentment, regardless of what life has in store for us. It is this serene acceptance that frees us from the chains of resentment and allows us to live with a calm mind and a tranquil heart.